Hello, Star Wars fans. Hey, you know they're just 227 days until Christmas 2022. And as Leia says, Happy Rey Palpatine Skywalker Day. What day is not Happy Rey Palpatine Skywalker Day is what I want to know. Every day is Happy Rey. It's very much so. That's there to troll X-Wing. If X-Wing shows up in the chat or even in the replay, X-Wing, that's for you. That's for you. Love trolling X-Wing. He's a great friend. Good to see him. Star Wars Meg. There's another good one. Happy Martez Sisters Thursday. Sure. It's so good, so good. Hey, Abby is here. First time trying to watch from her desk. We'll see if anyone says anything. Good to see you, Abby. And, of course, we've got many of our other regulars. Matt is here, Novak, and I saw somebody else in the chat. But so good to see you all here. Thank you so much. And, we're getting pretty close. We're under 2 weeks now. Well, we're right about 2 weeks, almost 2 weeks. I keep revising because I keep forgetting that first episode of Kenobi was pushed back to Friday, the 27th, and that we're getting 2 episodes that day. Babu Frick Day. Let me turn your volume up just to make sure folks can hear you. We do have several things. I have a little bit of channel news to share with folks who may have not seen it on Discord. And plus, I haven't even put this on Discord yet. Next 2 weeks, starting Monday, I'm going to be working out of the RV. So I'm going to be away. Meg, I see you. I love you so much. You are so perfect in every way. So, but I'll be working out of the RV for the next 2 weeks. So I won't have the regular background with me on all of that, but we'll be working there. And so we're also changing up the schedule starting next week, beginning Monday. We're not going to have live streams regularly scheduled on Mondays going forward, at least for the summer. That we've got. So
what you're saying is you're giving up on Star Wars and going full Spaceballs.
Not giving up on Star Wars at all. It's just on Mondays. It's travel day with the RV. We'll be moving the RV from one place to another, and we also have like the 4th of July. We've got some holidays and things like that regularly occur on Mondays. We'll have Labor Day coming up and all of that. Memorial Day, Labor Day, Mondays. So Mondays won't be regularly scheduled live streams, and we're moving the Monday Making Star Wars discussion with Jason Ward. We're moving those to Tuesdays. So those will be Tuesdays all summer. Wednesdays will be watch party days, as we've been doing for some time. And as soon as Kenobi starts on Wednesdays, we'll be covering that live. And then on weeks where we don't have new content, we'll watch something Star Wars related. So that's what we've been doing. We just finished Rebels yesterday, which was great. The season finale or series finale of Rebels is amazing. It's absolutely amazing. And then Meg, Santa's cycle has changed and lined up with Jason's. That's what happens when you hang out with each other too much. Your cycles line up.
Yes.
Oh, so funny. And then of course, we will always continue doing the Friday Mega News Roundup with Star Wars Meg, and Thursdays Fanfilm reviews, Fanfilm fan fiction with my friend Imagic Maker here. And Meg asked this question: are you going to give up Star Wars for Marvel? No, never. Not going to happen. That happened. You know, I love talking about Star Wars. I have a lot of fun talking about Star Wars. So, yeah, Meg's decided. Oh, Marvelous Meg. Marvelous Meg. Yeah, she's gonna. She'll have new live streams on Fridays, so she won't be able to do this one anymore. No, I love talking about Star Wars because one thing that I love talking about is the content, right? I love talking about the shows, the stories, the characters, all of that. And we try to have a focus here on focusing the content on the content, not so much talking about the culture wars and who parked in somebody's reserve spot at Lucasfilm. I don't care.
Yeah, that sucks. I hate that. I hate it when they park in my reserve spot at Lucasfilm.
I know. It's disrespectful, is what it is.
It is. How am I going to be a shill if they keep parking in my spot?
Right, there's reserved parking for shills. It's shills only. And when you get people like X-Wing in there parking in your spot, it's just not right. You're like, hey, X-Wing, you're not you're not a shill. Get out of my spot. Get out.
That's right.
So good.
You are not doing the PR work for Lucasfilm. We are.
That's exactly right.
Get out of the way.
That's exactly it. That's exactly it. So good. So good. So I'm a little disorganized. We got some different things going on. I was getting the RV ready this morning, and then a contractor showed up. And we had different things going on. But our friends over at Bespin Bulletin released some news yesterday that I thought we would bring up, and I gotta share it here on the screen so that we could talk about it. It's from Andor. There's a little news.
So you want to do this Andor first before we go into the
Oh, you know what? We did say we're awful bad about getting sidetracked, aren't we?
We get so sidetracked. So let's get.
Let's
I
do
think
this.
We should do that first.
I
so
do. I agree.
People get a chance to laugh and go there. And
I completely agree.
And like.
Yes, the fan film this week is very entertaining. It's a little meta, if you will, being that it's hosted on YouTube and all the YouTube channel kind of things that happen. This one is so much fun, and again, we definitely encourage you guys to follow the link in the description. Go out and give it a watch and maybe subscribe. The odd thing about this one, I want to bring this up, and I noticed it as I was trying to reach out to them, different things this morning, that the name of the fan film is E11 Standard Issues, Star Wars fan film, right? The name of the channel is also E11 Standard Issues, Star Wars fan film. So they only have 399 subscribers, and I suspect it's because it's a channel devoted to only the one fan film.
Yeah, the one fan film.
Yeah, and I noticed that they are also based out of Germany,
Yes.
which is neither here nor there, but it's very interesting. So I wanted to share that first of all, and they've got like almost 11,000 views, but only 400 subscribers, and I was confused by that first of all. And then when I saw that it was the channel is the film, I was like, oh, maybe that explains that people aren't subscribing to just this film. If I'm just going to watch this film, it's just one thing. So there's that. So let's play this. This one is hilarious because, as I mentioned before, it's a little meta, and
it's definitely meta. It's definitely making fun of YouTube culture.
It is. It's 100% picking on YouTube culture. And I saw my friend Will Morgan, who has a great channel, Meta Egg. So here we've got some animated intro, which is fine. It does
really well. I like this intro here. I thought this is really good.
This is good. I have a classified delivery for you. So here you go. He's doing an unboxing review. This is
on the E11. It's their new blaster.
This is so funny because it is totally picking on YouTube culture. These unboxing videos they're very popular. I've got friends that do nothing but watch unboxing videos. It's what they enjoy, and before he opens the case, he's got to do a little review of the case here. Yep, it's all good. It's standard YouTube stuff. But this cracks me up. The tiny lightsaber. There's his box knife.
Had a few kyber crystals shards from Order 66.
It's great. It's great. And then he unboxes and there's you got a advertisement that pops up. Don't you hate pop-up advertisements in the middle?
It's hilarious. He like clicks through it. He's like, click.
Yeah, you see him click on this skip ad. That is wonderful. It's great. He does all the reviews. You know, this is YouTube. Like, I loved it. I'm so
Who reads the manual?
No, yeah, exactly. I love that you found this for us and you gave it, because this is so much fun to watch. And you know, they've got a new targeting system on it. It's got this is amazing, for real. Yes, it is, for real. This is great. He's trying to target things. Things are running away. He talks about firmware updates. He talks about it's so good. It's so good. I thought these guys did a great job, and it's not it's
The audio sync is like,
right. He has to do a reboot. He has to come back. It stays in universe the whole time too, which is also great, right? Like,
it's pretty darn funny.
it is great. It has blasted. It has a Jawa setting on it, which
Sting.
So there you go. They're going to the state-of-the-art Imperial shooting range. So here's the part, people.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there it was on Java setting, so he had to fix it. And he's shooting the snot out of this target. Okay, let's see how it goes. Okay. He's going to check his hits.
It's like, yeah.
Oh, wait, don't look at that. The accuracy will be better. They'll update it in the next system update. It is so good. It is so good. I thought the humor in this is spot on. Being able to pick on YouTube, like, okay.
Well, along with this bad baby and this baby and the new he talks about the Sand Troopers, and how their new helmets are out.
It's perfect.
Those.
It is absolutely perfect.
This helped you in the field.
Exactly. Exactly. So you guys, please give them some support there. You don't necessarily have to subscribe to this one, because I see the reason why the subscriptions are so low.
Yeah.
Because they've got this.
Definitely give them a like. Watch it all with you. You'll enjoy it. This rapid through and us giving off this little stuff does not nearly give you the total amount of humor in there.
It's perfect. It is absolutely perfect. And I love that they didn't try to, like, it is so simple in its concept, right?
Oh, I know. I guarantee you this started as a joke with friends over a couple of beers.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I guarantee
you. Because they throw all the YouTube tropes in there, right? All the YouTube tropes are in it, and he's doing a review of the weapon. It is so good. It is so good. So, yeah, let them know. Leave a comment. Leave
a comment. Yeah, definitely. I left a comment there this week, and I'm definitely reviewing this one. This is hilarious.
It is good, and it shows that films don't have to be big budget. You don't have to have a lot of tech. You can
I'm as excited as a Wookiee on Life Day.
That was just good writing, and it was a simple green screen, right? Just one simple green screen, and he's able to do that. It was perfect. And of course, he did have some investment in there. He's got his Stormtrooper outfit. A friend of his also had a Stormtrooper outfit. You saw the biker trooper come in. Yeah, the scout trooper come in and hand him the box, which is also sort of perfect for a delivery guy to be a scout trooper. Come on, think about it. So it's just layers of fun. These guys are brilliant, and I thought it was great.
The Speeder Bike Express.
Exactly. I can see it now, right? Just like where they've got the little basket on the back.
That's it. Being chased by natives.
It is great.
That old trope.
Oh, so right, exactly. It's perfect. It is so perfect. Before we get into the Andor leaks, there's some Kenobi pictures, and I saw this on Meg's live stream this morning. Or not live stream, Meg's video. Meg doesn't do live streams. So here you have it. We got Kenobi here just in standard dress walking around. I agree with Meg. This is probably from episode 1 or 2. Most likely 1. When we see him. This might even be one of the first times that we see him in the show. Right? They come into this village.
Right.
To the town. You see workers milling about and whatever. And Kenobi walks across wearing this garb. Right?
Right.
So this is an early scene. Nothing remarkable about it. It's just, whatever. Now, this is, of course, the fifth brother giving Reva the what? A little. I should put up the spoiler.
He's much
thing.
shorter than he appears in the Rebel series.
Well, she's tall. I don't know if you've seen the pictures. Like Moses Ingram, she's stands right with Hayden and Ewan.
But I think she's wearing heels.
She is, but she's not a short. She's taller than Meg. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, but
yeah,
it's like saying I'm taller than my daughter.
That was perfect. That was. It was perfect, Meg. She gives herself a hard time about being short. She's not that short. She just, it's a joke that she says about herself. She's average height. She's basically the same height as my wife. And my wife's not considered short. So
right.
It's just a joke. So we're having fun. So we do have Moses and the fifth brother talking. Now, Meg was a bit critical of the fifth brother's look here.
Yeah, I'm a bit critical of it. I don't think he looks like he did in the comics, but I mean, in the Rebel series, I think they should have been more giving on to the Rebel series as they translated into live action. That's just my take, though.
Yeah, and I keep hearing that. And there was one argument made, and I think it was Meg that said, translating from live action to animation there's a lot of leeway. It has a lot more leeway than going from animation to live action, and I disagree. I think that I give them plenty of leeway both ways on that. Yeah. Whichever came first, it doesn't matter. As far as their animated style and their voice, it's animation. Right. It's different, and I'm okay with it. That's me personally, though. All right, that's just.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with the differentials and stuff like that. Like they're not looking exactly like. I mean, I can think, but certain things like heights and relative heights to different characters, if they're in the same, what they're coming over. So, like for example, if we have, fifth brother and the Grand Inquisitor next to each other, my expectation would be just because of how they have been portrayed that they would be relatively the same height. And not that I don't know if you ever really see them together, but you do kind of get their comparison via the main characters, and or maybe even the fifth brother is a little taller even than the Grand Inquisitor. So I just don't think that the actor is. I don't know if they're going to portray that in that manner. I don't know if they're going to give us a good portrayal of relative heights and relative, things we would pick up from just visual cues normally in the stories.
Oh yeah, you may have a point there as far as like height, because this guy is a bit shorter.
Yeah, I mean that's all I'm saying. I mean it's just because you create an image in your head. And I like some of that image to translate over, and height is one of them. I think is that you don't get as much leeway with that.
Perhaps. Another thing that has been brought up about these are the lightsabers. You can see the lightsaber on his back here. And we had some images of these lightsabers. Let's see. There's a fifth brother there. Let me back it down a little bit. This is his lightsaber in these stills that they gave us. There's Reva's. You see this half moon on the hilt.
Yeah, hers folds over.
Exactly. I think all of them do. There's Vader's, Obi-Wan's, right? These are all we've seen plenty, but that's great. Obi-Wan's, Vader's, and then Reva's, the fifth brother, and the Grand Inquisitor. You can see some difference even in the half moon, in the full.
Oh yeah, there's
right. The fifth.
There's some leeway.
Yeah, they're
customized.
This one's notched on the edges here. This has got the little barbs on the edges, and we go back to Reva's. Hers is got the little notch on the inside, and as you said, they flip open, and some folks don't know this, and I think that's going to be a thing for the show to really it'll surprise some folks. They'll see Reva with hers like this. Now, this is the Grand Inquisitor in Rebels.
Right.
It's a scene you see Kanan in the background, and the Grand Inquisitor puts his saber out this way, and then you'll see it flips open. Kanan's still back here. It flips open to the full circle, and then it can also ignite from both ends.
Right.
And
it can spin and they can fly.
Oh, that's the best part. You gave away the biggest spoiler. So yeah, but they're double bladed, whether they are open or closed, right? Yeah. Oh, this is right. Disney will be charging $400 for each of these sabers in Galaxy's Edge.
That's right.
Easy. Oh, that's happening. That's happening.
I have thought about going through and purchasing a bunch of these for my man cave once I get it built.
Yeah.
Just so I could have them as lights. I would like them as lights.
Oh, they're great. They're great.
Yeah.
I've seen people do that with the background, and they put the lights back there. Mount them and all that. It's really good. I could see. I know the Sabercopter thing is stupid. People hate it, but it's in Rebels.
I could put it on my ceiling fan. That'd be freaking awesome.
Oh, there you go. You just get one like the Grand Inquisitors, mount it to the bottom of your ceiling fan, and that thing can spin around. Oh, dude, somebody needs to do that. Somebody needs to do that big time. but
this is awesome. I love this idea.
People hate the Sabercopters. It's a big beef they have with Rebels and this whole thing. At this point, it's just Star Wars silliness that I enjoy, and it makes me chuckle.
You don't know, right? They have repulsor lifts inside there. Who knows? They just spin while they're doing.
Meg's misbehaving in the chat again. I love her so much. So before we get to Bestman's article, let me just close some of these tabs. I've got so many tabs open. Because there's some other pictures we haven't talked about. I just wanted to go into the sabers because some people aren't familiar with that. That the sabers do that. That they flip open and closed, and they could be double bladed, closed or open. And I think that's going to be like in all the promotionals, everything we've seen to this point. You've only seen Reva with one end of that lit, and with it being half moon. And I think they're going for the same sort of effect we had in Phantom Menace when the first time you get to see a dual-ended lightsaber and Maul ignites that second half and you're like, holy crap, I've never seen that before, right? And I think they're going for that idea here as well. When she flips that open, people are going to be surprised by it. It'll be a lot of fun, and it should be a lot of fun. Inquisitors away! Yeah.
Close formation. Killed all of you.
I seriously hope. I know it triggers people, but I would love to see live action helicopter lightsabers. How good would that be? And can you imagine kids, right? Like kids running around with that thing, like they're pretending they're flying. I would have.
Absolutely.
In fact,
I see a lot of hurt kids.
If I have one, I still might do it. I'm flying.
Hit me in the head.
I'm flying. You can't touch
It's not
me.
my fault. It was in helicopter mode.
Right. You're fighting with your friends. And you're like, I'm flying now. You can't reach me. You can't. You can't. Yeah. Hey, you can't do that. I'm in the air. Oh my God. Oh, it's happening.
That's what happened with my friends. I had it up in the air and they just started pummeling me.
Daniel Fisher, the ceiling fan rig is a Darwin Award waiting to happen. That's hilarious.
It's in my eye.
Here you get a shot of Obi-Wan with the lightsaber. I don't know if this is actually from the show or if this is just a promotional picture.
I think that's a promo shot.
Yeah, me too. That's where I've been leaning because, first of all, you can see where the set ends and the volume picks up. Right, like this is not typical kind of integration. So I think it's just a promo shot.
Yeah, I think so too.
Here we go. We get the guys hanging out. They're on a press tour right now. I saw a really good video this morning from the junket where they were interviewing Moses Ingram and she was answering some of their questions, stuff like that. But here you can see him posing for some photos. You got Hayden and Ewan there, and then there's Hayden and Moses and Ewan. And this is what I meant about her height. Right, so yeah, she's probably got thicker sole shoes on or whatever.
Yeah, I think she's got heels, but yeah, she's still shorter than Ewan. Ewan isn't exactly tall.
and there's.
I mean, I know that Hayden's about 6 foot, so she's and Ewan is like 5'9", so you can kind of
yeah.
So with heels, she's sitting what 5'6".
Maybe. Yeah, you might be. It's really hard to tell, and I don't know if she has heels. This looks like she's wearing boots, like just more of a.
She's probably wearing maybe heeled Doc Martens or something.
Maybe.
You can't really see it.
But it doesn't look like. But in any event, you get Deborah Chow there as well.
Who's about 5 foot, so you can see that difference.
Yeah, it's really nice. They're out on their press junkets. They're doing their reviews and their interviews and all of that. And they were talking to Moses about her character and how fun it was to be on set with Ewan and Hayden, and how much fun she had working with them and learning the lightsaber skills and all of that. It was she's really excited for the show to air and for people to get to see the work. And she brings up a really good point, and this came up earlier in a video I watched with Star Wars Theory that he posted today. And I really liked Theory's video today. It was really encouraging to see because, and I'm tying these two unrelated things together. But Moses was talking about how sometimes you do work on a movie or a project, and it might be more than a year before you get to actually see the results of your work.
Right.
And what we're seeing with the volume and with what these streaming services have, that turn time is much faster. There's still months, still months that pass. They've still got post-production work. There's a lot. It's just really streamlined. So she's excited to get to see it. She did the work some time ago. And the other thing that she brought up is she'd been away from them for some time.
Right.
And
I know that he was also commenting on that when he was talking about because I listened to another video, maybe it was the same video, but when he was talking about Hayden went back and watched the movies.
Yeah, no, that was
prequels.
Yeah. I was talking about the other video, and I was going to get the theories as well. There was another video. It sounded like a Scottish accent lady was interviewing Moses as they were on.
Right.
And Moses was saying it was fun to be doing this tour with the guys, and then she was able to hear them and talk to them, and because they're standing in line, right? You got Ewan on one side being interviewed by a person you're interviewing, and you got maybe Hayden on the other side as they're going down the line, right? And so they're waving towards each other. They're just enjoying spending time together. The chemistry on set is what I'm getting to, right? Like, these people form friends, and they enjoy working together, and they're on this press junket. They really do seem to enjoy spending time together. Yeah, Meg, there she says, was in London. The Scottish interview lady is well known here. I loved her. I loved her voice. Her accent is wonderful. It's marvelous. I love it. But Theory in his video today was talking how Hayden is being received so much better now, and how back in the day when I was an adult and the movies were coming out for kids, I was one of the ones that was a little grumpier, right? I wasn't.
Yeah,
as,
I was grumpy. I was grumpy.
Yeah, so he's saying how much fun it is to be received so warmly now, and that back in the day it wasn't so much fun, right?
Yeah, but we're ex-gen. I mean, we're grumpy about everything.
Well, that's true. That's true. I am old now. But the thing I saw, and I really encourage, like, Theory's video today is like 11 minutes long, 11 and a half minutes long. Towards the end of it, Theory's talking about how we need to get along better as fans, right? We need to quit being so negative. And he was even saying that about himself, right? Yeah. Open up to other perspectives.
I think it's going to come down to this. I mean, if we want to continue, you're going to have to make a choice. Either you choose to not like the Star Wars as it is now, and then just get out of it, stop complaining because it ain't going to change you, or you accept what they're going to give you, make some changes as you want to in your own little fan mind, enjoy what you like, discard what you don't, and move on.
Yeah.
And then if you have a conversation like we do, you can say, yeah, I didn't really like this aspect of this, but if you like it, that's cool. Like if you come out and you go, I love this, and I go, yeah,
right.
That's okay. That is okay.
That's exactly right.
I'm enjoying Mandalorian, for example. And what did I come out and do when they did the frog lady? Like I said, well, throw physics out the window.
Right.
It's like that doesn't make any sense to me. But but okay. I mean, it's like
you really.
I like some explanation in it, but okay, you want to throw some rules out? I'd work. I don't know how long we'd all try to work out how the Millennium Falcon made it to Bespin, and we've done all the processing, try to work out how physics would work there, and then we get to Mandalorian, they go, oh yeah, by the way, all that work y'all did, it doesn't matter.
Right.
We'll do whatever we
want. Well, you've said a couple of things that are really good, because Meg and I have the same sort of relationship as well, where she says, boy, Santa, I wish I liked it as much as you did, right? Like the finale of The Bad Batch, for example. I loved it. I deeply loved it, and it was a letdown for her. I know she did a rewatch, or she's doing a rewatch now, and curious how that may evolve with Meg. But it's a lot of fun to see somebody else get some enjoyment out of something that maybe didn't land with you. And vice versa, to see where other people are critical and you're like, well, I enjoyed it. But we can have these discussions.
I think the reason why people have the irritation and get angry with one another, in all honesty, is because what we do love to do. So, for example, if we had just both read, for the first time, The Hobbit, right? And I know, and we came out with it going, this is the best fantasy book ever written. And we both have that opinion. Like, we can together go about, wasn't this so awesome? Wasn't this awesome? Wasn't it awesome when Gandalf did this, and when this happened, and he got, he jumped over Gollum, and we're going through it and enjoying it together. There's a kindred spirit because we both like the same thing.
Exactly.
When we have something that we like, and then we come to the next phase of it, and then we're Lord of the Rings, and there's some aspect of Lord of the Rings that I love that you don't like. Now that kindred spirit has now been violated, and you're like, I don't like that.
Yeah.
And you're like, what do you mean you don't like that? We were together all this, and how do you not like that?
Yeah.
And so it breaks that camaraderie for that in that moment.
Well,
And so I think that's why we're having. I mean, that's not the only reason, but I mean, it's
well,
the politics has gotten involved in the middle of the
yeah,
storytelling, and it has spread over into people's enjoyment. But what it's doing is it's breaking what had been the camaraderie. So but when that gets broken, people are upset about it, and I think that's probably what is going on.
well, that is definitely part of it. The other part is the feeling that people consuming things that you don't like will give them reason to make more things you don't like.
Right, and there's that feeling of you've betrayed me, kind of thing. You're pushing on things that I don't like. We were together.
Well, yeah, you just don't want to incentivize more things that you don't like,
right.
And so, and I see that with Darth Melvin, right? Darth Melvin is super triggered over anything sequel related because he's worried that they're going to get I don't know. I shouldn't speak for him because he's his own dude, but from what I've gathered on him, that he doesn't want more of that kind of content. So he wants it shut down. He wants people to reject it, run away from it, because they want all the incentive to be towards different kind of content. And when we get there's the other side of that says, well, we like more people to enjoy the things that we enjoy, and by adding things that meet their enjoyment maybe more than my enjoyment, now at least we have something that we have in common, even if there are differences within it, right? I love Star Wars, you love Star Wars, there's things I love that you don't, things that you love that I don't, and we can still be friends because we still love Star Wars. So
I mean, just understand it's easier to be against something than it is to be for something. So I mean, you don't, because you might have 3 different reasons why of what you would have liked to have seen.
Yeah.
But you can all say together, we didn't like what we got.
Yeah.
And so I'm of the opinion that there are more people that dislike the sequels than like the sequels. But that doesn't mean that had they given them one other different way that it come out, that all 3 of those who didn't like the sequels would have all liked that new sequel. If that makes sense.
I think I understand what you're saying.
It's not necessarily that it's like, 80% disliked it and 20% liked it. I don't know the numbers. I just think that there are more that disliked it than liked it overall. Some people are really mad at it. Some people are like,
I think people who dislike it are more vocal than people who like it. And there's plenty of evidence.
I think the people who have liked it have been pretty vocal too, because it's created a pretty.
I said more, not exclusive. I think they've been more vocal.
I just think it's easier to dislike something than it is to come to an agreement on what you like.
Yeah. But there's plenty of evidence. There's a lot of people who love the sequels, and that.
I'm not saying.
I know you're not. But I'm just saying that to try to judge the numbers is really hard. I suspect.
That's why I said believe as opposed to I have evidence.
Yeah, I suspect that overall, if you were just take a general consensus, universally, there are probably more people who like the sequels. Because you're going to have plenty of people who aren't invested in Star Wars who just say these are better movies than the other movies, and they're just.
I would again, just I have nothing but anecdotal evidence.
Sure.
And, of course, and just judging from the people that I interact with, and not necessarily just friends, but like coworkers and along the lines when it came out. My anecdotal evidence was that more people disliked it than liked it. It wasn't that people didn't like it that I came across.
Yeah.
And there were people that said, I didn't like the story, but I really liked the cinematics. And I thought that was the best of all the movies. And so they had their reasons why they liked it, but they were like, All I'm saying is that I think that if you were to have taken a true thing, you would have found that you would have had more people that disliked it. I'm not saying they would have hated it. They disliked it for some reason. Then you would have had people that liked it. But you couldn't have gotten all those people that disliked it to agree on what they would have liked.
Perhaps. But anecdotally as well, if I were to count all the people I know in real life, all of them who have watched Star Wars, the count of people who liked it is way more than the people. Like if I
Right.
were to say
I'm just trying to be
out of
trying to be
20,
anecdotally as fair about that as possible. I'm looking
yeah,
at a neutral party when I say like people at work. If I just count my friends,
yeah,
like in general, you know how we got together was on I was on on Thor's channel. So obviously my Star Wars friends would from my circle would be that more people that disliked it than liked it. You
yeah,
know, but I'm just talking about just interacting with people that are in the neutral side, meaning like I
yeah.
find them at work or
Yeah, I hear
they're
you.
just neighbors.
I hear you. Let me finish my thought. Is it if out of all the people that I know in person, if I were to say get 20 of them together, there's one person who didn't like it, 19 who did. Right? So it's way
Uh-huh.
that side. But that's neither here nor there. The
Right.
point is
Yeah.
going forward, and I highlighted X-wing here because first of all, X-wing, we were trolling you earlier on because we love you so much, and then secondly, I was rewatching his Boomer Council from last night, and this idea that let me go back here because he put another comment in about legacy characters, right? What I've seen from the people who have been mostly critical of the new era of Star Wars is it's time to leave the legacy characters alone because we're not going to be able to get stories on them that everybody's going to agree on. And to get stories like Din Djarin's, where people universally enjoy those stories, is maybe because there isn't the same sort of tie-in to the legacy characters, even if you're talking Boba Fett, right?
Right. Yeah, I didn't like the Boba Fett series overall.
But anyway, that's all
I didn't
good.
hate it, but I didn't like it overall.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. There's another story here I wanted to bring up, and there's something else I want to bring up as well after this. But Bespin Bulletin has this story of Death Troopers and Mud Troopers are going to be in Andor. Now the Mud Troopers, I think the last time we saw them was Solo. Am I right?
Right.
And
Yep.
and then of course the Death Troopers, we've seen them in The Mandalorian, and they were in. They've made their appearance in live action a few places, but it's kind of cool to see them tying into Solo, and maybe we'll get more Solo story told in the streaming stuff, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much that's tied to Solo per se, just because we see the same kind of troopers.
No, it's just
we know they exist.
Yeah, when you start to get.
But I would like to see more tied to it.
Oh yeah,
we can kind of start putting stuff together. But I am kind of in agreement. I would kind of like to see a jump into say 1,000 years into the future or something like that, and start telling a new story.
Yeah, yeah,
and that way we can kind of get away from the controversy of everything.
Perhaps.
I mean, because then you get to tell it how you want.
Oh sure,
it's a whole new story.
Ahsoka. This is interesting because on StarWars.com it says Ahsoka, a new series. It didn't say a limited series. So it's very exciting to see that maybe Ahsoka might be more than one season.
Yeah, I think it will be. I think it'll be 2.
I hope so. Yeah,
I think it'll be 2 seasons.
But that gets back into some of these stories are within the timeline of stories that have already been told, but some of them are exploring new characters. And there was an announcement of a new character who is cast for Ahsoka, who is going to be a prominent role, but we don't yet know what that role is. And I don't know if he put it in his article or not. If Bespin put it in here, who that person was. Meg knows who it is. She'll put it in the chat if she's still listening. Let me see. I don't see it in Bespin's article. But the guy that was.
Why do we want the Martinez sisters and all of Ahsoka? Just because it pisses people off?
Yes.
So we don't want to make peace. We actually want to piss people off.
Well, there's some of that. You mentioned.
It's like we can all get along, except I really want to piss you off.
Well, it's because people get so worked up about it, rather than saying.
I know. we're talking about how we want to get along, and the reason why we want to put this stuff in there is to piss them off. It's
because it is funny, and there's a reason why they're doing that is because these people are jerks. They're idiots, right? So
I get it. I mean,
people are being
just fine, but it's still
No.
funny that the only reason why we really want to put them is because it pisses the other people off. We're just trolling other people.
Well, I'm telling you, the reason why they're saying that is because they're tired of it, right? They're tired of the idiots, right? So if you're going to be an idiot, then let's just give it more of it. Maybe you'll leave, right? Maybe you'll get tired of it. You mentioned something earlier that said, look, if you're not enjoying it, you're not having fun, maybe it's time for you just to move on, right? Maybe it's time to move on. And that's what we're saying.
Something you're going to enjoy. Otherwise, all you do is ruin the enjoyment of other people because obviously it's left you behind.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to get back to that. Matthew Law is who Meg was, and thank you for that, Meg. Matthew Law was cast as a prominent character. And the question is, what would the character be? What would that prominent character be, or who would it be? Mm-hmm. Is it somebody new, or is it somebody that we've already seen, say, in Rebels? We knew it would be Matthew Law. If you look at Matthew Law and you try to equate it to the look of another character, is there a character you could connect it to?
I don't know. What's Matthew Law look like? Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, you have to look him up. Or is it going to be like Kelsey Grammer and the Beast in X-Men, right? So could you take Matthew Law and have him be Zeb, for example?
Yeah.
Or does he not have the body type to be Zeb? Because Zeb's a bit of a bulkier character, right?
Yeah, but he could still do the voice. He could be CGI, and he could walk around with that stuff. He seems like a pretty muscular fella.
Yeah. It could be anything like that. Meg thinks it's going to be Zare Leonis.
Okay.
I don't know who that is. Rebels fans, anyone? Zare Leonis. I don't know who that is. I'm going to have to Google it. Leonis.
I don't know if I'm spelling it right.
Images. Oh, okay. Let me show this on screen. It's this kid. It was in the. Right, the kid on the left here. Let's see if I can open this image in any tab.
Oh, yeah.
This kid, right?
Yeah. Could be helping to find Ezra.
Yeah, absolutely, could be that guy.
Yeah, I could see it.
Yeah,
I could see it.
Yeah, absolutely. So there was that article on Ahsoka starting. Perhaps we get multiple seasons of Ahsoka, and then I did want to talk about the controversies that are going on and people won't leave alone, and why people are and why I wanted to really encourage folks to go watch Theory's video from today. And then I was watching Den of Nerds Live this morning, and Josh is like, I'm not having fun anymore, right? I'm not having fun covering Star Wars. There are things about the fandom that are making me crazy, and it's just not fun. So, Josh,
you just turn it off.
Well, there is that, but
I'm not in the controversy. I mean, whatever. We're having fun.
Yeah, but
just go click.
I'm saying, as a content creator, he is saying that he's not having fun covering it, and so he is saying that he may stop covering Star Wars predominantly, right? Like he may not do much Star Wars at all, if any. And the one thing that
good, then he won't compete against us.
The one thing that Josh said is that he may only talk about Star Wars with theory, right?
The nerd theory.
Yeah, with nerd theory. So and that's fine. I think one of the things that I had as encouragement when I started my YouTube channel, and I got this from several places. Theory is one of them. And Thor Skywalker is another. You should be talking about things that you enjoy, right? You should be having fun. And if you're having fun and you're doing things that you enjoy, then that will give you fulfillment in what you're doing.
Right.
If you turn it into a job where you're doing things that are just frustrating you, it's bringing you down, and it's causing you more heartache than happiness, then maybe
Yeah,
it's time to
the reason I
reassess.
come here is because I get to talk over you, which is a lot of fun.
Well, no. Look, we have fun, and that's the thing. And so, again, folks, you should go watch Theory's video from today. Really, really good, and just get enjoyment out of what you're doing. Hey, look, Adam's here. Fanjecture, good to see you, my friend. And I see Adam, and I think about that Disney article came out yesterday. I think their earnings are good. Maybe not great.
No.
They're good where others are bad.
My Disney stocks are getting hammered.
But
it hasn't dropped below where I bought it. I'll tell you that. So I'm still good.
And there's our friend X-Wing. Right? Even if he's miserable, dying, and completely lost, I'll never stop talking about Star Wars. No, don't do that, X-Wing. We're here to help grow your heart 3 sizes. If the Grinch can grow his heart 3 sizes, you can too.
You can still criticize it. Just be funny about it.
Sure.
We laugh. I'm critical. I make my opinions, and then I laugh at Santa about it. He says you're wrong.
Right.
So I know he's wrong.
Exactly. Yeah. So I'm having a good time talking with my friends here. Hey, look, Lord Vito's back. Good to see you, Lord Vito. He says, as Star Wars fans, we focus more on the bad, negative, positive, and what we love. And I know that Martin, his heart. And Lord Vito's celebrating 8 months of membership. Thank you, Lord Vito, for being here with us so much. We have fun. We've made friends. Meg is a great friend. I love her so much dearly. Even Martin, who is my nemesis. He is my Newman to Jerry Seinfeld. That's Martin to me. He's just Martin. But and X-Wing and our good friend Jason Ward. Like, we've made so many friends here. Sheev, who's here in the chat. I love you guys so much, and we've had a lot of fun. And that's what I just think is that we should be having fun doing what we are. We should be finding enjoyment out of it. And if you're not, maybe it's time to reassess. And if that's you as a fan,
go back and enjoy what you enjoyed, and let other people enjoy what they enjoy, because it's probably not going to change, and it's probably leaving you behind.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Right, and we should go back to the things you do love. And if it's the original trilogy for you, and you just can't connect to the prequels or the new stuff, then just bring back the nostalgia of the original trilogy, and complain that George Lucas won't get your theatrical releases. Or you could be mad about that, but still you love the show.
I would definitely like to see that. I'm hoping that. I don't want for him to die, but I'm hoping that when the time comes that we get the theatrical releases.
Yes. And I know, X-Wing, you've been on the road in the hotel rooms. And I really loved the start of your Boomer Council last night, where you were talking about being in the hotel room. It is really good. It's really good. I had my daughter contacted me, said, "Hey, Dad," my oldest daughter, "Dad, there's this thing coming up at the end of the month. It's called Star Wars Celebration. You hear of it?" Like, "Oh, yeah." And she says, "A friend of mine."
Well, tell me more about it.
She said, "A friend of mine has tickets that I could get." I'm like, "Ooh, I can get the tickets. We're going to have friends out there." The thing is, I can't get the time off work, and I can't afford the travel. So, but it's.
But you have an RV.
I know. It's just, oh my goodness.
You can be spaceballing it all the way out there, ludicrous speed.
Sheev, I love you, my friend. You're not making it better. You're not making it better. It's to know that I have people who have said, "Hey, we'll put you up if you come out. We can get you tickets if you come out." The only thing I need is
like you're trying to justify why you don't want to go have Star Wars fun, and that sounds like a bad idea.
Martin, I saw
you're on a Star Wars channel. Star Wars Santa.
I know. Martin, I saw your free hotel link. I saw that. Oh my goodness. Guys, Martin's going to be out there. Our good friend Darth Elvis is going to be out there. Greg's going to be there. Of course, Sheev lives out that way. So there's a lot of friends going to be out there. But I think Meg and I are going to have to hold down the fort from home. So we'll have to cover it remotely. So that's the way it is. What are you going to do? So that's the things I wanted to talk about today. A Magic Maker. Anything else that comes in your mind that we haven't talked about?
Yes.
What?
You still haven't talked about how my ire was picked back up over the circle is now complete.
Oh yeah, Thor Skywalker's video from yesterday where he was talking about.
Got me.
I think
my ire was all back up. I was like, ooh.
Well, so just give context to folks.
That's exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah, give me a second. So the context is Thor Skywalker did a video yesterday about respecting George Lucas's wishes for the story, and how Deborah Chow has said some really good things about that, but also has said things that there's room for interpretation. The classic, the classic from a certain point of view comes to mind, right? And Thor did a really good job of talking about how look, even George changed his perspective over time. Nice. And changed things up after the fact, way after the fact, and just as his mood changed, so did his story, which is all fine. But within that, there were a couple of things that he talked about that he's still having trouble reconciling, and this is one that got you worked up. So now go.
I keep looking at that and going, I've been waiting for you, everyone. We meet again at last. The circle is now complete. When I left you, I was but the learner. Now I am the master. And that line right there. And it just, it bugs me. And he was talking about that, and I was just like, yeah, I know exactly what that line means. I actually thought about doing a quick little video on that because there's several great examples. It's not like I even have to come up with the explanation. I mean, because a Southern Vader. Yes, that's because I'm from the South. I can't help it.
Well, I thought that was great. Even Meg over in England can hear your Southern accent coming through. That's good.
I am the master.
RF Gaming Channel. Hello, my friend. Good to see you. And I saw that Trucker Mark's made it in here as well. Oh, Meg.
So anyway, that's the question. Should I go into it here or should I do a video on it?
I think you should do a video on it. But the point that I talked to you about before we came on live is there's still the part of that quote where he says, "When I left you."
When I left you, yeah. No,
and when did Anakin leave Obi-Wan as when he was not yet? Well, he was still.
When he chose to become Vader, he chose to leave.
But he didn't.
I think that's what referred to.
I mean, you have to really try to figure that out.
Yeah, you're trying to twist it. Yeah, I mean.
Yeah. So there wasn't a time when he's like, not like when Ahsoka left the Jedi Order, right? We see when I left the Order.
The prequels, right? Because there's a lot of stuff in the prequels that you go, well, I didn't line up. I mean, I could go down.
Right. Oh,
I'm definitely doing a video on that.
Yeah.
I actually have a planned video for that of all the things that don't align between the prequels and the original trilogy.
There's a ton of things. Yeah, there's a ton of things, and
it's like 4 or 5 pages long. Stuff that don't align. It honestly is. It's long. It's a lot.
Yeah, I was listening to Making Star Wars yesterday. Jason and of course, Sketchcraft Rob was on there, and Rob was talking about how maybe the biggest mistake that George Lucas made was making Leia Luke's sister in the third movie. Like he waited too long to make that change. And
Right.
that still bothers me. It's a thing that still is like from the original trilogy. It's like, he should have left it as he originally planned. Making the change of Anakin from being killed by Vader to being Vader was the other big change, and he kind of had to. That was from a certain point of view, retcon that he had to put in because he had changed the story that much, right? And so that runs all the way through. And so this comment of when I left you, I was but the oh no.
I was but the learner. I was but the learner.
Meg, every time Meg sends a super chat now, I get worried. What's she going to make me say this time? Santa, if Obi-Wan had diabetes, that'd be very inconvenient on Tatooine. So
My question is, what's your favorite dinosaur in this Jurassic World Dominion?
Meg, that is fantastic. I love you so dearly. My favorite dinosaur would be, I'll say Triceratops, because nobody ever says Triceratops. No,
That's actually my favorite dinosaur, believe it or not.
Brontosaurus. You know, the really tall-necked ones, the leaf eaters. I like those. Yeah. And am I excited for Jurassic World Dominion? To see Bryce Dallas Howard in anything? Sure, I'm excited. Why not?
Yeah, if you just said no, I said it's clear that you do not have a 7-year-old. I do, and that is all he talks about. He has seen the ads. He has seen the poster, and he will not stop talking about it.
Oh, my oldest daughter was dinosaur everything. She still has a little inclination towards dinosaurs at 30 years old. But we had to watch those old Land Before Time movies on VHS on replay. So
over and over.
Oh my goodness! And so you'd get done with the VHS, and for you younglings out there who don't know what a VHS player was like, you would get to the end of it, and if you wanted to watch the movie again, you had to rewind it and start, to get back to the beginning.
That was when the automatic rewind feature came out, and you were like, "Oh, it would come on!" And it's golden because it would rewind once it got to the end. And you can start watching it over.
You could. That changed my life because I didn't.
Absolutely wore Star Wars out.
Wore
it out. Like there was parts where it just go.
Yeah, exactly, because the tape would get stretched. But that was for us. It was the Land Before Time, and my daughter watching that just on loop. It never stopped. But that was good. My favorite dinosaur is Jeff Goldblum. I love Jeff Hey, Gray is here in the chat. Good to see you.
My daughter loves the Jeff Goldblum series. Is it The World According to, or The World through? I can't remember what the series is. It's a great little documentary series.
It is funny.
All these different things. And my daughter loves that. She has watched it like multiple times.
Yeah, The World According to Jeff Goldblum.
He's like, I was like, how many times do you watch this? I don't know, 3, 4 times.
You can find it on Disney Plus.
Do you like it that much? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're 12. How do you like it this much? I don't know.
Well, because he's weird. He's weird. What I learned by watching that show is that Jeff Goldblum isn't really acting all that much.
He just really plays himself.
No, he's not from Dumb and Dumber. He's Martin Keeler. There you go again. All right, again, Newman to Seinfeld. Martin Keeler. I'm like, Martin. Oh, you had to bring up Blurgs. Yeah. Oh. There was something else that came up in mind that I want to bring up. We, of course, have the Mike Porter dad joke lined up here. What do you call a blind dinosaur? Lord Vito, do you think he saw us? Really good. Mike Porter even gave you a LOL for that one, Vito. Good job. Good job. Yeah. So with the Mike Porter dad joke, just so we don't forget it, what do you call the combination of a smuggler/rebel, a Mandalorian, a two-legged reptile beast that is full of hydrogen and that floats. Well, that's really it's a big setup. A Han Din Blurg. A Han Din Blurg. Get it? The smuggler, the Mando, and the dinosaur. There you have it. The Han Din Blurg. I love it. That was so good.
Full of hydrogen.
Bad Doodles made it back to a chat. Good to see you, Bad Doodle. Good to see you. Meg, I'm not clicking on that. I was going to, and then I decided not to. I think that covers it for today.
I don't think you're three-legged, Meg.
No, I think by definition she's not. But, I don't know.
I think she's more of a planner than she is a plantee.
It's good. It's good. Anything else for the greater good today? What am I forgetting? I think that's it.
I don't know.
I think that's it. Oh, I'm 6 chapters into Brotherhood, the new novel.
Oh, is that any good? Is it worth reading?
So far, so good. So far, so good. We picked up right after Attack the Clones, and Anakin and Padme are hiding their marriage. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Interesting stuff.
Well, they've been doing that the whole time, so that's all if it ever gets revealed.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Until the very end, they're like, "What?"
Yeah, it's so far so good.
You should have known. But you're like, how did you not know? It's so obvious.
Martin.
It's like the clueless person, in school. Like some secret comes out, and they finally find out about it, and they're like, "How come no? How is this possible?" They're like, "They were doing everything in front of you. It was so obvious." You're like, "I never saw it."
Yeah, that's me. That's me. Even now, my wife and my kids will be like, "Dad, how could you not see that?" I'm like, I don't know. All right. Well, I think that wraps it up for today. I think
we've wrapped it up. I think we've taken care of everything.
I do. I think.
Hey, everybody! Thank you for coming here, and don't forget to share, get it out for Santa, so we can build his audience. Bring your friends over, make them watch it, put them in front of it with the Clockwork Orange glasses. Don't let them turn away until they hit like and subscribe.
Thank you for that. Oh, there is one other thing I want to mention. I know that our friend Jason Ward has a big article he's getting ready to release. It's going to be a really, really in-depth coverage of all the leaks that he has shared to this date, and he's kind of reorganized them in chronological order, so you can kind of read through that, as well as he's thrown a couple more little spicy bits in there. So look forward to that. Watch for makingstarwars.net. Look for that article to drop any day now. So thank you for all your support. You all, thank you so much. And to my friend Darth Elvis, who did our outro song, thank you, my friend. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I can't wait to see you the next time. Until then, Merry Christmas, everybody. Bye-bye.
And the Force be with y'all.
Hot dang! Talking through the news from a galaxy far away. Toys and book reviews, positivity all the way. Come and join the fun, subscribe and like away. Movie news and show reviews, it's like Christmas every day. Oh, Star Wars Santa, Star Wars Santa, the Star Wars Santa show. Oh, what fun it is to chat on the Star Wars Santa show. Oh, Star Wars Santa, Star Wars Santa, the Star Wars Santa show. Oh, what fun it is to chat on the Star Wars Santa show. Ho, 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 ho. Hot dang, ladies Ladies and gentlemen, you're in for a treat tonight on the Star Wars Santa Show. He can feel your presence. So join the chat